I had to go back to town again today to take Stella's pee for tests. And she's also got some blood tests going. The biggest thing is I've just got to get her to lose weight. It's super hard to get someone to lose weight who's on pain medication, who sleeps all the time, who only gets up to eat and then goes back to sleep. And I need to make her get up and go out and go pee and drink water too. So I've got to start Got to start getting her up and making her go out and go pee. But I had to drive back into Eversley again. And both directions I've driven so far is so flooded. Oh my gosh, it was one part I would drive. God, still a stop. I was driving to go to get the water, and I went this whole way up and then got up there. It was a landslide and you couldn't go through it, so I had to drive all the way back, go all the way back around. So there's all sorts of problems out there, and now it's raining again. Before I even got home, it started raining again, so I don't know. But I did definitely notice, like, everywhere I go, like safety first around here. And I have said for a long time, you know, that we're going to be hit with some major, not tsunamis, but major natural disasters, because I knew something had to happen up here to get people's attention, to wake people up. So we've got floods going all over by where I'm at, but I don't know. I don't think that was, I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. I mean, I did see one girl on TikTok who was talking about, like, she was going around and she's getting all this footage, and she's like, why isn't media talking about this? Why isn't media talking about this? It's like, because they're trying to kill you? They don't have any intention of talking about it. You know, the ones surviving that, made it through that climate change storm, then, they'll be just so thankful. They'll just work for food. They don't even need full shelter. Oh, I'll be homeless. Just give me a little food, a couple bites here and there. And, you know, government issue food is disgusting. Army food, jail food, school food. I mean, even the food that you go and pay for in the fucking stores got full of chemicals and poisons and, man. So, I don't know. We have more stuff to keep going through. It'll just go slow as hell. But I saw a girl, I saw two weird things I wanted to share with you guys. Well, I've seen a lot of weird things. But these two things. Okay, so La Palma is kicked it back in high gear, right? So La Palma's going crazy, and there's more things going on. But see, they're not telling, just like that girl who was so concerned. Like, why aren't they talking about this? It's because the shit is going on all over, and they don't want each person to know what's happening. So, you got the La Palma thing happening, and anything's going to happen. We got the naval map, the projected naval map that had always said that the land mass and the water was going to change. It's very dramatic if you ever looked into it. Dolores Cannon, years and years ago, when she was doing her books and interviews and stuff, and I saw her talking about, and she moved up in the mountains in the Appalachians, and she said that all of a sudden, it was just filling up with retired military guys, generals. She said they're just all over the place moving in. And she was talking about the naval map. And I'm sure she was talking to some of the different ones in her sessions too, where she's channeling higher selves and stuff. But she was talking about them moving up there because of the higher elevation. She talked to somebody. I don't remember all the details. You can find them. It's all public record. Public knowledge, unless it's censored and taken down. But so she was talking about the generals and stuff that were all had moved up there by her. And so they're all going up higher. They're getting out of the low ground. And I don't give a shit about other people. Then they've got, it could even have to do with why they're going to make all chemical lab enhanced food, you know, grow it in a lab. because they're headed for 2001 Odyssey, like space age. Everybody live in virtual reality, and they'll just keep you locked into a freaking state, some kind of status or something, so they can just feed off your energy until they put you in your own synthetic model. But anyways, so what I was talking about, trying to get back on track. So, let's see, I was talking about the floods, the people having to wake up. What was I talking about? Well, I'll just go back to the floods. So, more floods, like, even when we were driving and my daughter was in the car, she was like, well, you know, these kinds of things happen and they bring people together and stuff. And I was like, yeah, it's gonna be weird. Stella, will you stop? See, with this barking and stuff, see, being so on edge, then I'm gonna keep wondering about the nature and stuff. Oh, that's what I was talking about, the weird shit. Okay. So, the La Palma thing can very well change our map, and the people who are already preparing for that, the people in the military, are already preparing. So then they have La Palma happening. We have different things happening because I had seen something about something going on over by the Philippines a while back. So they're expecting some sort of action over around there too. But the thing I had seen today that was totally off from something else, one of the things was that it was a guy who does TikToks, and he, it's always weird little things about reincarnation stuff kids say when they're, kids say to their parents. Oh my gosh, so dramatic. Kids say it to their parents, and it's weird little stuff. So one of the ones that stuck out to me, there's all sorts of cool ones, but one of the ones that was really weird that stuck out, my eyes are killing me, sorry, I've been up since 3:30. Which, remember I said, on the last full moon, I said I gotta pay attention and see it if I start waking up at 3:30 on this one, and it's already started. Well, it's not me waking up, it's her. I'd stay asleep, I think. So this kid said that Atlantis was going to, this is what this like 2-year-old told his mom. It might have been 4-year-old. They said by 4 years old, they usually stop remembering, and it kind of, that's when the veil kind of gets more to where you have to focus on this life, and you don't remember so much about what you left from. So I think it was more like 2, that he said that in 2022, so fuck this real quick, that Japan would be underwater and Atlantis would rise. And Atlantis will, he said, Atlantis will rise again in 2022 when Japan is underwater. And remember all the stuff about Trump saying, like, watch the water, or the Q stuff, I don't know. One of those things. That's just something that's out there all the time. Watch the water, watch the water. And the people are always watching the water. So, you know, the stuff with the floods, stuff with the tsunami, stuff with the those big, giant cargo ships. Which, an interesting thing about the cargo ships, that I saw a guy on TikTok, and he worked at the docks. And he was showing the giant warehouses of freight, you know, so he was really there, and he was doing it. He was saying every single thing that they're unloading is all new. He's like, where is all the stuff that's been sitting out there? You know, we're not getting anything that is old. Everything is recent. And so then I was reading reactions. A lot of people were freaking out about this kid in the 2022 prediction that he was saying. And there's other predictions. There was another thing I had seen too. There's a bunch of stuff going with La Palma right now. In the earthquakes and all the stuff. Oh, I remember. Okay, so I got to tell that one too. Yeah, so there's all the reactions to what this kid said. Everybody really caught on to that one. I was freaking out. And somebody was saying something, and I said, well, I wonder if those cargo ships could really be, because the one person was like, that's 125 million or billion people that would be killed if that happens. And I said, well, I wonder if those cargo ships are really what is the word? The ships that, to evacuate people. So maybe it's really evacuation ships and they have people on there. I don't know. Why do they keep them out there? Why aren't they unloading them? Like, there's so many questions. But anyways, there's stuff with water for sure. There's so many things going on with the water. So many things with the sea creatures. Like, people are finding sea creatures, and I see so much different footage. There's things about sea creatures and mermaids and all sorts of stuff. Like, we're definitely changing into a new reality. Like, it's definitely happening. Like, it's a weird process, but it's definitely happening. Oh, and the other girl that I was going to say. So she was saying some prediction. I've seen a lot of people are having dreams. And what their dreams are telling them, like, people's dreams are saying, go out and get stuff, get prepared. We're going to be cut off. And so we got the solar flashes going. I'm already having weird things with my power, my car. This light won't quit flashing. My phone won't hook into my music wouldn't stay on in my car. My car, all of a sudden, some weird thing happened in the gear shift and wouldn't go and drive. Like, just weird shit happening. So I think that is for sure. And so this one girl, she was saying that December 4th, there's going to be, because there's going to be the lunar eclipse. There's 2 eclipses. I guess they go in pairs or something. And one, I think, is tonight. And then the other one is December 4th, the one that mirrors it or whatever. So on December 4th is also some sort of climate change thing or whatever. And this person was predicting, you never know. So many predictions, so many dates come and go. This is going to happen, this is going to happen. Dates just come and go, come and go. And we just carry on, waiting and waiting and waiting for everyone to wake the fuck up. So she said that there's going to be a whole slew of cataclysms that are all going to happen with this eclipse situation that's going to happen. I don't know. Maybe it's going to start tomorrow, but a whole bunch of them. And it's going to put us into multiple crises all around, which, it may not be like one giant thing, but altogether it is a giant thing. Because I've been saying something big's going to happen. Something's going to happen significant that's going to rock everybody's world. But she's saying it's going to all happen then, and we're going to be cut off from being able to speak to each other. We're going to be cut off from those things. Hopefully anybody who listens to me knows to go and get food and stuff. Like I've said, make sure you're prepared. And another thing too is, like I've talked about before, these people they're prepared, but it's like they've got like a whole freaking store in their basement. It's like, so if this were to carry on, for a long time, what kind of person would you become? Like, are you going to be somebody who's going to go out, forage, start figuring out how to live off the land, start figuring out where you can grow food? Are you going to be somebody who goes around stealing food from other people? Are you going to be somebody who holds on to every little freaking morsel of food and doesn't share? Are you going to be somebody who still figures like, oh, I need 3 square meals. Well, I'm going to have a snack in there too. It's like, this is all about reprioritizing. So when I say go get food and stuff, I'm not saying like, go crazy. I'm just saying, be prepared. Like, if you can't go to the store in any of these crises, if you can't go to the store for a week or something, make sure you have stuff that you can eat and that you don't, it's not a crisis if you're stuck in your house. I think most people are kind of got that idea after quarantine. It kind of prepared us like, oh, maybe we better be prepared for things like, especially when we start seeing they're doing this shit on purpose. So anyways, I thought that what she was saying, because of the astrology stuff, and I've said it's going to be some kind of a cosmic thing, and I thought all along it was going to be something with natural disasters. I didn't think anything about this fucking pandemic, and that the news were lying on this scale, and that we had people controlling the whole world. And I see some of these people, this is kind of stuff that kind of makes me sad. Like, I saw this girl, she's explaining about the eclipse. There's a young girl saying, kind of seems fresh out of high school or something. She's probably a little older than that, but the older you get, the more younger people look. So she's probably a little bit older. I would still say early 20s. And she's all excited. She does this really great presentation explaining it like a science a science, one of those things we used to do in school. Smart kids would always get, really good grades. The rest of us would be like, I don't want to do that. Science fair. So she did like this whole science fair, like kind of thing, She's got all her information and she's showing it. And it's all based on this false model that they have sold people, about the solar system and the globe and everything. And it made me kind of sad, not just because of how people are misled, because we've all are having to come to terms with that we've all been tricked and misled through this entire life. For me, 60 years, 61. I just heard somebody say, hey, when you get to that age, it's because you completed that. You're really the next age. You're starting the next year. So anyways, she said that, what was I going to say about I should never try and talk about too many things at once. The 60-year-old and the birth date. What was it? I have cataclysm stuck in my head. Well, it'll probably come to me. But there is going to be these crises, and being prepared is important. So, just having some stuff to have at your house just to make sure. But you just don't know, because, like the people who were here in the floods, it happened at night, and they're doing this. So, I was going to say about my fingers keep scratching this couch. What I was going to say about them planning it, how they just do it so on purpose. It's just so evil. But so here at night, when it happened, and all of the flood going, but so the people that didn't have power and their water, and the water was super, super cold. It was where if you were in it, you became whatever that's called, hypothermia, for the water. And so they were having to, because the water was rushing in their house, they had no electricity, had nowhere to go, so they're just having to go up higher in their cold freaking water house and stay like that. It's so shitty, that they do this. Oh, what I was going to say about that girl. Yeah, so she was talking about this thing, and she's talking about like the solar system, and it's all real, and the globe, and the weather, and all this shit. It's all fucking real. But the thing that made me sad was like how she's trying to pass on this information, and she's really serious, and it's coming from her heart. Like she's she's got great presentation. And that these people are just sitting back there laughing at us because we're so stupid that we believe what we're told. That's what just makes me kind of sad. Like, it makes me so sad. I'm going to start crying about it. Sweet girl. I don't know. I don't understand wanting to manipulate people or trick people, and I don't understand being happy about it. It's just cruel, But that's where it's going to come into so much confusion when the truth comes out. Like that other girl I saw on TikTok, that young girl who was just carrying on about climate change, and why aren't they talking about this? Like she's going through and showing all the stuff with the flood and everything. And, she really is believing what she was told. And she really wants change. She really wants to do something. And they even, with their campaigns, they get their little poster roll, and I don't know. It's a sad thing for people to have to wake up to all the lies and stuff. And it's, for some of us, it's been a slow transition of shock after shock after shock of seeing the truth and seeing through the lies and through the illusion, and having to realize what this place is, and that they really don't care about you. Fuck, you're nothing but an experiment. They'll kill you off. They don't give a shit. So, but these people are going to be woke up to it abruptly. And, it's sad. So, it just makes me sad. So, anyways, just talking. I don't even know if I've said anything of value. I feel completely so scattered. I feel like I've had no sleep. I'm still more and more and more. My daughter was saying something weird about how she was feeling, and I didn't say anything. I'm just not saying much anymore. It's two different ways of living, completely. And I did a whole bunch of TikToks about it today. It's just really standing out. It's the same thing as, like, the Firestone woman that on the TikToks, and how offended she was when somebody started telling her to take this off, and she was all scared. She has to wait till December to get it. She's all nervous, and both her parents died, and how rude and insensitive of this person. And then she went into the bathroom on the germ-infested floor, because in 3D world, everything's germs, anxiety, all this shit. So she goes in there and lays on the floor to have a panic attack. And that's that world still. And, I pick up feathers like angels. When you find feathers out in front of you, like when you're walking and there's a feather, it's a message from, the other side, from the other beings that are talking to you. It's a little love message, like, oh, we're here for you. So I always pick them up and save them. And I had one in the car that I had gotten one day while I was out. And it's weird things. Like, you can be standing in a parking lot, you walk up to your car, and you look down, and there's a feather just sitting there. So, I pick it up and put it in my car. Anyways, my daughter today, she's like, oh, we're probably going to get germs off of this thing. I'm like, it's not really germs. It's, why would you pick something up like that and keep it? That's gross. Like, that's nature. But in that world, they create fear of everything. Fear of germs, fear of everything. Fear. And I was like, when you move into this other state of reality, this other state of consciousness, it's like, well, I'm a part of nature. It's not going to hurt me. I'm not going to get germs from this. But I've also been, I'm just not as scared of all these germs as some of these other people are. Like, I've started questioning a lot of things. Like, why do we wash our hands so often? I know so many people's hands are all cracked and dry. Their knuckles break off because they're so dry. And it's still in there with the antibacterial, the creams, and everything else. Like, why are we doing this? Like, people used to live with grime on their hands, I think. Go in and eat their food with grime on their hands and be fine. I think you gotta watch out for some parasites. Like, we should be clean. I'm not saying we should just be filthy. We have learned being clean is good, but still, to the point that we're like becoming sterile. We're becoming fearful of our own fearful of nature, fearful of our own germs. So that is just this split that I keep seeing. It's just totally different philosophies, totally different ways of looking at things. But there's also this part to me that is like a disconnect. Like, I had to go into the bathroom in the Firestone, lay on the floor, have a panic attack because someone said something that upset me, that I thought was insensitive. Like, so you are forced to go do something that you find disgusting and gross and grimy. You're scared of germs. You had to do that. Someone gave an opinion about something that you didn't agree with. Like, I don't know. I did a whole freaking series this morning on this split thing. It boggles my mind. But the more things I see about it is, it's just two different ways of looking at the world. And there's going to be the ones who ascend and go into the other reality. And then there's going to be the other ones who want to stay back and experience this. But I think some of these people are just not awake yet. Like, I can't imagine that everybody is. I just think that they just haven't seen yet. And another thing I can't imagine is, how the fuck did I get born in a family where I would be the only one going to that reality? Like, what the fuck? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's got to be some sort of cataclysm coming that's going to just be. And, La Palma is coming in hot. It's just going crazy. They're doing the grid earthquake thing. You can see it on the pattern. They're doing a grid. There's earthquakes in Missouri. There's earthquakes all over the place. And some of it's artificial. I'm sure that the earth is reacting, and I think there's stuff going on over with earthquakes over, and that could be what happens with Japan. But I'd be really excited if Atlantis is going to be back. But I would think it's something with Atlantis is just about that Christ consciousness. It's about that way of, that philosophy of interacting with people and how you do it. It's more higher minded way of existence. So I would think it is not literally Atlantis is going to come up and be seen, but it could be. I mean, fuck, if everything gets rocked and melted and water displaced and Antarctica melts, I mean, that's where I always heard Atlantis was. That was where Antarctica is, and that used to be tropical. I don't know. I mean, there's so much for us to find out, so much for us to learn about this place that has been hidden from us. I just want there to be this big thing, this big cataclysm that's going to wake people up. I want everybody to get a fair shot. I have a really hard time thinking that there's this many people want to go to live in tyranny and work towards the goal of living in a synthetic body and, hate your own face, just go use a filter and, hate your body and eat garbage and I don't know. There's a lot that remains to be seen. I think we're gonna be seeing soon. But anyways, I thought that kid with the 2022 thing in Atlantis and Japan and the underwater and all the stuff that's going up about the water and all the things that have been being said about the water. So I don't know. I still think, we're halfway through November. Fuck. I can't imagine this month ending and nothing really significant happening. Like, I really would not be surprised at all if that one girl is right and there's going to be just a whole slew of cataclysms that are going to all happen at once. We're going to have no service, not be able to talk to one another. Everyone's going to be just in a state of fear and panic and won't know what to do with themselves. So, be prepared. It's not about fear. It's not about, be scared. No, it's about being prepared so you're not scared. So when it happens, you're not sitting there like, what's happening? Oh, I'm so scared. I'm not prepared. No, it's about being aware and then thinking it through, being mindful, think it through. What do I need to be prepared? These things are happening. These things are coming. So it's about being prepared. And I think that's what takes away the fear. Like, I don't understand these people are like, if you talk about it, it's creating fear. Oh. It's like, I think it's the opposite. I think we're taking away fear by talking about it and getting it out in the open and getting people to be prepared. But I think there's a lot of people that just don't want to see it. They can't even wrap their heads around that the government is trying to kill them. So they think that that's a conspiracy theory, when really the evidence is there. So it's not a conspiracy theory. You're a conspiracy theorist because you don't believe the evidence. The evidence is right there. You don't want to look at the evidence. So who's the conspiracy theorist now? Yeah, the tables are turning. So, okay, have a great day. And I don't know if I'm not on here, it's probably because the power or the floods, something like that. But I believe, and I would be safe. And I think that there's something about just the people who are aware, who know that you are eternal and this is an illusion. And for you to die, you have to surrender to death. So I don't feel like that this is anywhere near my time. And so I feel safe. It's just more of the, kind of a hassle. This stuff was just kind of a hassle. But, it'd be a beautiful experience once we get through it, if it really does get people to wake up and really gets people to see the truth so they can start their healing, so we can start moving into this another, new phase, into our transition into the age of Aquarius. Because the age of Aquarius isn't going to be like this. The age of Aquarius is going to be all about love, abundance, acceptance, unity, community, cooperation instead of corporation. We're done with the corporate view of how to run this world. It's cooperation, because when you cooperate with each other and you work together, you work in unity, you lighten the load for everyone, but you work together and everyone do your part. Like, yeah, everything they've done is all just been so much about misleading us and stuff. So anyways, just don't be scared and know you're eternal, and, you know, work on you. Any of the time that you have, remember your triggers are all for you. They aren't so you can go and fix somebody else. They're all for you, an opportunity to look at yourself and to change what you want to change, and just face yourself, face the dark sides of yourself, and accept yourself and love yourself, because, you know, you really all you got is you when it comes down to it. If you don't love and accept yourself, how are you going to love and accept anybody? So it is pretty important. Okay, that's my cue. Have a great day. I'll talk to you later.